studios. This is After 9 with Scott and Kat.
And a happy motherfucking Thanksgiving long weekend Friday.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to After 9. It's Friday, and it is the long weekend. We're going to talk about that coming up in just a sec. As he does most Fridays, Dave Blezard joins us.
I am here, friends. Hello.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm ready for the long weekend.
I'll bet. I haven't seen you all week, so that tells me it was a busy week.
Very busy. Yeah, I was all over the province. All over the place.
All over the province. Like in 1 week, I don't know if people understand that you're in Kitchener, Guelph, London, all over the freaking place.
Yeah, Toronto, Hamilton. It was a lot. The last couple of weeks have been a lot of travel, but it's part of the job.
You went to Toronto.
I did.
Really?
I just got back.
Like HQ?
I left in August, and I just got back.
Sounds about right.
That tracks.
Yeah. I love, this is such a true statement when people say, I live in Toronto and I'm an hour away from Toronto.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
I know people who it takes them an hour to get anywhere and they live in the city.
It's true.
It's nuts. I'm driving to the Ottawa Valley this weekend.
You'll get there before anybody going to Rogers Center. Good for you.
It's probably true.
It's true. Absolutely.
Leave at the same time and see who gets there
Yeah.
first.
No joke.
My sister has got her first home on her own, and I'm going up to visit her and her new husband, and I'm really looking forward to it because I'd like to see the Northern Lights, not on Facebook, but in real life.
Saw them last night.
In real life or on Facebook?
Yeah, in real life. Then we had a lot more like light pollution in our area, just where we live in the subdivisions. So it was harder to see, but when we kind of went out a little bit closer to some farm field, and we could see it really nicely.
Was there a bunch of people just wandering farm fields yesterday? I would just wonder that
Probably.
when I see all the pictures. I'm like, where were you? And it's just a bunch of people like wandering, like, ooh, lights.
Well, and so my wife's on a group chat with the family, and they're kind of all over the place. So one sister's in Wasaga Beach, one's in Alberta, and one's in Parry Sound. They all shared the pictures from where they were. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like it looked like they were as close to the Northern Stars as you could possibly be.
Yeah.
It looked really, really
Yeah,
cool.
it does look cool.
I'm excited to get away from some city lights and check it out this weekend, and have a few beers with my brother-in-law. Kat, you're doing something different tomorrow.
I'm excited. So it has nothing to do with Thanksgiving, but I'm going to a medium tomorrow.
What is the going rate for a medium? Do you see them by the hour, or do you see them by like the half day? Or?
I think it's like okay, so this is specifically at a fair, right? One of those like psychic fair expo things.
Oh, not like a fall fair.
No,
It's
no,
not like
no,
she's going to try and
no.
guess your age or
Like
anything. or how much you weigh.
Oktoberfest.
So usually
I guess that you've had 7 beers.
Uncle Hans is doing my reading. No. Yeah, it's at one of those like psychic fairs. So what they usually do is, and I've been to them before, but I've never actually seen a medium. I've never sat down with one. I'm going with my aunt. My aunt is very into this. She's done it before. So she asked me to go because she's hoping to, chat with / interact with some of our dead relatives. So I said, you know what? I'll go with you. Sure. So this is my first time doing it. And I think it's by the half hour to answer your question, but I'm not sure. Because the last one I went to, I glanced at the rates. Every medium or psychic or tarot reader, they're all different people, right? They all have different rates. And I'm not sure if that means some are better or more experienced than others. But yeah, I think it's by the half hour if I'm not mistaken.
So if you're going to this, that means somewhere inside you believe that there is either another dimension or an afterlife where you can communicate with those who have gone on.
Yeah, I'm interested. Like it interests me, the whole subject and topic. As we talked about consciousness on the podcast at one point, got real deep on that. That's the kind of thing that I'm very intrigued about.
So you don't want to know like what your future holds or anything. You just want to. Do you have like unanswered questions? Is there something you want to know? Did they hide something before they passed, and you want to know where it is? What is?
Where's my money? I said, where's my money?
Why did I not get a bigger cut? Any of that stuff?
No, nothing weird. No like unsolved issues or anything of that nature. I'm just curious to see what comes of it. But I know she's gonna cry.
Oh, it's coming.
She's going to cry for sure, no matter what happens, no matter what's said. Has anyone else ever been to a medium? You've never done it. Have you ever done it, Dave?
No.
You don't believe it at all, do you? I could tell by the look on your face.
Not in the
You're like,
slightest.
this is dumb. You're wasting your money, Kat. I can see it on your face.
You know what? To each their own. Honestly, like I get it why people do it, and I get that they get something out of it. I do not buy it for a second.
No, for sure. There's a lot of people who don't.
I don't. Not a single solitary second do I believe it.
But they're so confident, though, is the thing. Like a lot of these mediums are so confident what they say. But the thing is, you can usually piece together things based on what they're saying. You can try to piece it together if you want to. And I understand that. But that's why I'm going to come at it very skeptical.
Because you see, and I have to be careful with how I say this because I'm so in my head certain that it's not legit. I have a problem with those people because it makes me feel like they're taking advantage of people who are vulnerable. People who miss a family member or are lost or whatever it may be. And again, to each their own. If you believe it, you believe it. All the power to you. Fill your boots. Have fun. For me, I don't buy it. I don't like. I know somebody who kind of went through some of the training process for this.
There's training? Oh, I thought you had to be born with a gift of some sort.
No. And it's the same thing with like the phone line psychics and things like that. It's not. I can't, like, you may have stories, anecdotal stories from listeners who are like, well, I went and this happened. Fine. Good for you. I'm glad that you had that experience and it meant something to you. For me, I think it's complete horseshit, and I think that they're taking advantage of people.
Well, you say take advantage of, but I think for some people, even if it's false, it's brought them some form of closure and made them feel better. So I think there's something to that. It could be false, for sure. But if it made them feel better in the moment and give them some form of peace of mind, even if it's false, maybe they know that in the back of their mind, but they're okay with it. You know?
Suspend your disbelief to get a little payoff.
Yeah, and I think so.
Okay. So do you believe that there's no afterlife, or do you just believe that these people here that are charging you by the half hour don't actually know how to communicate with the afterlife?
I don't know what's out there. I really don't. I've always wondered and I've been curious and have always thought about it, but I don't know. I don't know what's out there, and I don't believe that these people have this ability.
I distinctly remember, though, we were on in Toronto and we were doing a bid. I swear you phoned Miss Cleo. Didn't you phone Miss Cleo for a bit of some sort?
Probably, yeah.
Did she do your free tarot reading?
Yeah, and it was terrible.
It was? It was?
Yeah. It's there's built-in excuses as to when things don't connect and why they don't connect and all that. And that's all part of it. That's all part of the show. That's all part of the training. It's all part of how they know how to do what they do. And again, like you said, if there's some closure, if people get something out of it, then go for it. All the power to you. But it's just not for me.
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving then if you're not going to go see a medium?
Yeah, what's your
fucking problem?
What do you even do on Thanksgiving if you don't see a medium?
I'm going to ask a chicken or a turkey if they know what their future is. So, that's what I'm going to do.
Have you gone down the deep fried route? Because I'm hearing it again. Every Thanksgiving, every freaking guy that is likes to cook starts messaging me. Bro, you got to deep fry your turkey. You got to deep fry it.
Never done it. My father-in-law did one a few years ago. It looks like I'm scared of that piping hot oil and I'm clumsy. My fear is that I'm going to drop the turkey, or I'm going to not latch it properly, or I'm going to fall in the oil or something stupid.
The fire department
turn into like the Two-Face.
Yeah, Two-Face with Joker or something come out all messed up. But it was so damn good. It's delicious.
There's got to be a reason that Fire Safety Week happens on Thanksgiving week in Canada, because I'm sure the fire department is going, ah, shit. People are going to start deep frying turkeys again.
I had to call the fire department on Thanksgiving weekend. When I was a teenager, my sister, it's all my sister's fault. She had a party, okay? So she had a party. It happened to fall on Thanksgiving weekend. They made a turkey in the oven. Didn't know what they were doing. They were also teenagers. So the party ends. The next day, I go to turn on the oven to preheat the oven, and suddenly it starts to smoke. And I'm like, my parents were not home at the time. And I was like, what is happening right now? Why is it smoking? Oh my God, the oven's on fire. Like, what the heck? She and her friends attempted to make a turkey, but like you mentioned, all the grease just went everywhere at the bottom of the oven. They didn't clean it up. Didn't think about it. Yeah. So the oven just, and my parents, the only reason they were happy was the fire department had to come, and then they got a new oven out of it. So they were like, okay, at least there's minimal damage to the walls. They did a quick paint jobby, got a new oven.
That sounds like a hell of a lot of inconvenience for a dumb mistake.
Well, why doesn't everybody burn their kitchen down?
Guys, do not recommend. But what I will say,
it's a new show coming.
But it is kind of odd that I stopped liking turkey right around that time. Maybe it has to do with the trauma of my kitchen being on fire.
I'm Scott McGilvery. Welcome to Kitchen Burn Down.
Want a new oven? Yeah. Here's what you got to do.
Yeah. A whole TV show about insurance scams. Hey, let's put a fucking turkey in the oven and burn the shit out of it, and then we get a new oven.
Hey, put a deep fryer in the bedroom. Let's see how it goes.
I'll never forget it, though, because when I called my mom to let her know we just called 911 and we're trying to get a fire out, the first thing she did was ask if the dog was okay. Not if we were okay.
Yeah, that's a good question, though.
Is the dog okay?
Well, think about it. You called, so obviously you're okay. If you had been injured,
There was other people in the house.
yeah, but if they were injured, it would have been the first thing you say. Oh my God, so and so got burnt with oil.
But who calls and says there's a fire department's on the way and doesn't start with, by the way, the dog was in the oven at the time. Like, it's not like the dog was fucking there.
Well, people know to run away from the fire. The dog might be like, "Oh, what's that?" Run
No.
over and get blasted by fire.
We're making turkey again, are we?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
2 nights in a row.
Dog's like, "We're getting a new stove." Hopefully, it's self-cleaning. I don't know why your dog is.
I don't know.
Scooby Doo.
That dog did not like me, though, so I wouldn't have been that upset.
Wow.
I'm kidding. Rest in peace, Cashmere.
By the by, I thought it was a joke at first. Have you seen the new Crocs for dogs?
No.
Oh, Dave,
It's a
this
thing.
is real.
Those are real?
Yeah,
It's
they're real.
legit. I
can't
thought they
keep-
were screwing with us.
I can't keep shoes on my dogs in the winter because they have they have tiny little paws.
Dogs
and
don't want this.
that cold and the salt is not good for the pads on their feet.
They say that, but
The little ones, like little dogs in particular, that's why they need that protection because it is bad on their feet. And
It is.
And if those pads crack and they get salt in it and things like that, it's
Yeah.
really not good and get infected very easily. So with the little dogs, we've had to get probably 5 different kinds of shoes to try for these guys and
for different outfits and occasions.
Oh, of course, absolutely. There's formal. There's athletic wear. Yeah, There's the swimsuit thing. You got to do that.
Have you done the wax or the balm on the paws before?
Yeah, and the dogs just sat there licking their feet. They refused it.
Yeah,
It was just
it's
not a
hard,
way.
right?
Shitty appetizer.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, they're like, what is this? And you're gonna give me a duck stick? It tastes like crap. Yeah, but that's a reality. But I've never been able to
Yeah.
get them to stay on their feet. They hate them.
Crocs says legitimate dog Crocs. No, we're serious, guys. They come in 2 different colors and 3 different sizes. They are Crocs for your dog. Isn't it weird that just yesterday we were talking about how Crocs are apparently ruining the feet of children, and now they've put them out for dogs?
Here they are.
What are they doing to the kids' feet? Just not enough support? and
Not
stuff?
enough support. It screws up the arches.
Do you know what hammer toe is? Because we learned a little bit about
Hammer
hammer
toe.
toe.
Yeah. That happens with Crocs, really?
If they wear them for lengthy periods. You know, it's the same as flip-flops. It's basically the same warning that we were given for flip-flops for Crocs.
Oh, okay.
And we didn't listen
You know
to
what
that
I
one
mean?
either.
Yeah.
No.
None of us can walk
We've
properly
had,
now.
We've
That's
had
great.
messed up feet for generations. It'll be fine.
It's true. You know how messed up our feet are?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, are your feet do they hurt just randomly at times, or you just be like, a shoe's too tight one day, and you're like, this wasn't too tight yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, it happens all the time. If I wear like formal shoes or something, by the end of the night, I got to get those things
Heels
off.
for me,
Poor
same thing.
Poor Scott's like, oh, my dogs are barking. Kick those shoes off.
Have you ever stepped your foot into high heels and tried to take a couple steps?
Probably. I can't remember when I would have done that.
Do you remember if you were good at it?
I don't think so. Probably not.
If you try and walk in high heels, your feet will hurt, your back will hurt, your knees will hurt, your hips will hurt. It will all fucking hurt. And then you're all going to hurt all over because you're probably going to fall over. I don't understand how women do it. And not just do it, they can do it almost athletically. I've seen women in high heels, like full-blown almost sprint.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a weird thing where I think you get used to it.
I'm surprised that the ladies and anyone who wears high heels hasn't stopped and said, all right, enough. This is not practical.
We're not doing this
is
anymore.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like, how have you not called it yet?
It's occasional, I think, for most women. But yeah, there's some who do it daily, who wear it daily.
Yeah, and maybe you love them.
Good on you. Yeah, if you could do it, do
Yeah.
it.
These new Crocs for dogs come out October 23rd, although you can buy them now. They're available in green or pink, and they have a matching set for you. So you and your dog can coordinate on walks or wherever it is you happen to be going. Big day at the dog park, you can walk in there in style.
It's a little icky, isn't it?
If you walk in with Crocs to the dog park, I think your dog
Matching
will get
Crocs?
laughed out of the building. No, you know what? Dog owners,
I know. They'll buy it
they'll
up.
buy it. They'll buy
It'll
it.
sell out.
They'll buy the matching.
Yes, they
the matching
will.
pairs. They'll do it.
Yes, they will.
So are you making a turkey? I think we got sidetracked.
Oh
right?
yeah. No, I'm actually going to family who's taking care of it. I'm
Let
just
somebody
bringing-
else do it.
I'm bringing desserts.
You got nothing to prove.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Monday is National Dessert Day.
Can I tell you the lie? I'm gonna. This is a trust tree, right?
Yeah.
So there's
Nobody. It's
nobody's
fine.
here.
Yeah.
Nobody
no,
can hear
no
this.
thousands of people are listening.
Okay. So to thousands of people that are listening right now, don't tell anybody. But I went to St. Jacob's Market and picked up some pies.
Perfect.
Oh, are you going to tell people you made it?
I'm gonna tell them that I made them.
You're gonna tell them? Okay, so what did you get caught?
No, I'm not
Oh
going to
gosh,
do that.
I was
No,
fascinated.
because
Like, what if they ask you the process?
So I have a story for that. Last year, my wife, her mom makes pumpkin pie, and apparently it's really good. I'm not a pumpkin pie guy, but apparently it's great. So my wife brought it to my family's Christmas or Thanksgiving, I can't remember, and pawned it off as her own. Like, oh, I made this pumpkin pie. Last week, my grandmother called and was like, make sure Crystal brings her pumpkin pie. And Crystal's like,
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
I didn't make it. And she's looking at me, she's like, my mom made that. So she saw her mom last weekend and tried to con her mom into making her a pumpkin pie so she could bring. And she's like, no. She's like, it's not hard
Her
to
mom
make.
said no?
Yeah.
Hanging her daughter out to dry.
Yeah. Well, her
you
mom-
lied to your grandmother-in-law, and now you're going to live with
Yeah,
it.
now you're going to live with it. Yeah.
Mom's still teaching lessons all the years later. I love it.
Yeah.
You're gonna live with that lie.
Yeah. So that's, now I got to figure that out for Crystal.
So new research out this year for Thanksgiving. It's one of those ones where they test different smells to see what it does. And they learned something. The smell of pumpkin pie is arousing to men. You ever see a pumpkin pie and then lean in and give it a good,
I want to fuck that.
maybe you stick your fingers in it and smell them? I don't know. Like, you ever get a good whiff of a pumpkin pie and think, holy shit, the blood's starting to flow to my penile area, which is what the study verbatim says.
Which is so crazy.
I will be honest. I have never looked at a piece of food and thought anything sexual. I've never done it. It's never happened.
That's fine.
It's the smell of pumpkin pie
It's the
that
smell
apparently
specifically, yeah.
it increases the blood flow to your dick.
Really? I don't know. I've never had an erection at Thanksgiving. I don't know
Think
what
back
say.
to the last time you had a pumpkin pie.
I
Was your
don't-
wife holding it?
Well, oh, that's why.
Did you get an erection? That's what I
Was that when you got her pregnant?
that was it.
Was that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
9 months later?
And the pumpkin pie had twins. I mean, what? Nothing.
It's weird. Pumpkin pie will arouse men, simply the smell of it. That and lavender. So there's certain homes filled with that lavender scent and the smell of pumpkin pie. I'm predicting a very horny weekend for the gentleman.
You know, I love fall smells like pumpkin pie scents and all those things, even though, like, I don't know. I don't even like pumpkin pie. I'm with you, David. I don't care for pumpkin pie at all. But the smell of it, I do like.
I like to call it Spanksgiving.
I
Make it sexy. It's like, the Stag Shop brings you
with
Spanksgiving.
with these stop it.
We're going to make sure your turkey's moist.
With these studies, though, do they actually like sniff and then do a little boner check on each guy that
I think so.
sniffed? Really?
I think you do a lineup, right? Everybody takes their clothes off and then they go around.
all
with
in one room.
You take a little wood like
so
ruler,
creepy.
like a tongue depressor almost, and you put it on the top of the erect member, and you hold it down, let it go, and see what kind of flip you get on it.
See if it
bounces back up. Buoyancy
diving-
is a good way to put it.
like a diving board.
Sniff this now. Oh no, it went limp. We don't like
Yeah.
that.
Well, it moved about I don't know, 3 millimeters to the left.
So the apple pie gave him a half chub, but
The pumpkin.
the pumpkin.
Hello.
boing.
Yeah. And I don't know what he's doing with those crescent rolls. He hasn't even taken them out of the tube yet.
That's ready-made fun.
That's right there.
If you're alone on Thanksgiving, get yourself a tube of crescent rolls.
I'm so disturbed.
And by what I mean by that is make yourself something delicious.
Yeah.
You know, like I actually used a roll of a can of those crescent rolls earlier this week, and I brushed some garlic butter on them, and they turned
Good.
out lovely.
A little cinnamon frosting on it.
Not
with
on
the
the garlic
garlic.
butter. Are you even here?
Oh, no. Okay.
Right now, what is going on? Who's putting icing on
I
cinnamon
don't know. I'm thinking Pillsbury.
garlic?
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to do that.
And if that's what you're doing, I don't want to come over either.
Oh, give me an update on yesterday. I don't know if you heard it, Dave, but Kat finally told our After 9 friends here that she's putting in a swim spa. And she talked all about it. But yesterday was like big move-in day when they were putting the tub in, and she had like her whole street blocked off. And the neighbors are probably wondering, who the fuck is this that gets to block off the whole street, including my own driveway? How did it turn out? Is people still talking to you?
I'm looking at a picture.
Here it is dangling in the air. It took up like a whole. I got to show you the front. That's just the back.
Wait, so you have like a crane?
I had to get a crane, so it blocked like 2 neighbors' driveways.
How the hell do you get... Scott, do you even... Like, if you were tasked with getting a crane, would you know where to get a crane?
Kat's connected. So she keeps this low profile and pretends, oh, no, I'm just a regular little girl. And she can phone the fucking mayor and probably get a permit in 10 minutes.
That's wild.
Look at that. It is what their
Whoa.
job is wild. The people
I
who
see
did
that-
this.
that one? That's-
Yeah.
Has this thing got like the built-in Bluetooth speakers and the colored lights and all that sort of
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's the Bellagio package.
Do you get to keep the crane? Do you get to keep the crane?
Probably.
No, I'm not keeping the crane. Where am I going to put that?
Did it smell some pumpkin pie before it lifted it up?
Yeah. It was very erect. It was very erect. I will say.
There's a Bernie Mac joke about pumpkin pie that's a little vulgar. But
Oh.
I'd like to hear it.
Like, what's different than anything else we talk about?
So the joke is that he goes, I was at the club one night and this girl comes up to me and she says, Mac, is it true that vagina tastes like pumpkin pie? And he says, don't ask me no damn question like that. I never eat no pumpkin pie. It's a lot more grotesque
That's
than
good. All right.
Love it.
that presentation, but you get it.
So it's Friday. We'll keep it fairly light, but I do want to play something in the political realm here for you because this caught my attention. It was...
Boo! Boo! Sorry, I thought that's how we were supposed to react to political conversation.
Oh.
Boo! Hiss! Hiss!
Ah.
Boo! Oh.
This is great. This was a committee hearing that happened in Ottawa, and I don't even... Let me see if it says. The Standing Committee on Public Accounts. This should have been a snooze fest. I'm amazed anybody even caught this.
That sounds boring.
I didn't think anybody would be watching it. I'm going to play for you just a little exchange between the Conservative member and Nate Erskine-Smith. You may remember him. He is a member of Parliament for the Liberals in Ottawa. He also ran for the provincial Liberal leadership. I'll play it once all the way through, and then we'll go a little bit shorter, or we'll go line by line.
Point is, I thought Mr. Erskine-Smith had more integrity than that, than to not be worried about $400
Point of order.
million
Like, what is this
stolen from
absolute bullshit?
taxpayers.
This is absolute bullshit.
Whoa,
here.
whoa,
Come
whoa.
on.
Okay,
Come on,
all right.
Come on. My integrity,
Let's.
you can fuck
Okay.
right off.
Okay.
That's probably what I would be. That's the kind of politician I would be. I wouldn't be able to mute myself.
Who's saying what to whom? I didn't recognize the voices. So.
This is great. So I don't even know who this Conservative guy is, but here's him trying to make a point.
Mr. Erskine-Smith had more integrity than that, than to not be worried about $400
Point of order. Like, what is this
stolen
absolute
from
Now here comes Nate Erskine-Smith. He doesn't like the question from the Conservative.
bullshit?
taxpayers.
This is absolute
All right.
bullshit.
Whoa,
here.
whoa.
There's the committee chair saying,
Whoa,
whoa. You can't say bullshit. And then this.
Come
whoa.
on.
Okay,
Come on.
all right.
Come on. My integrity,
Let's.
you can fuck
Okay.
right off.
Okay.
You can fuck right off.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be able to help myself either. I'd probably just say those words.
Honestly, it's
It's gross, right?
how do you not let loose like that?
Honestly.
You know, since there's no civility whatsoever in our parliament anymore, maybe we should just devolve right to that. How great would it be if Pierre Poilievre asked Justin Trudeau a question and Trudeau, instead of just making up some big answer, he can say, you should just fuck all the way off.
I got an idea. Why don't you head for the hills in a very rude way?
You're being so sus, bro. It's fucked.
Yeah, that's what you need. Like, man, this is all cap. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The future of politics. Oh,
skibbity.
God.
Ohio Bulls. You're talking to me.
We did mention earlier that Monday is National Dessert Day. If you're hosting, I'm sure someone will bring you desserts. If you're not hosting, bring a dessert.
Yeah.
I think is the customary thing to do.
Ooh, I think we talked about this last year, but I'm going to ask it again because I feel like it's come up again. If you bring something that nobody eats, do you bring it home?
No, you leave it.
I never do unless they tell me please do.
Do you have some people's houses that you go to for like Thanksgiving dinner where you don't really want to be there, so you don't bring the good stuff? I.e., if you were going to your parents, you'd bring like a nice cake from La Casa Dolce, but if you're going to the in-laws, you bring them like a fucking pie from
Scott,
from the grocery store.
Absolutely not. That is incredibly rude. I do it
He's
all the
nodding
time.
his head yes
I
as
do.
he's saying that.
Yeah, I do it all the
Never
done that before.
would I
Yeah,
ever.
I wouldn't do such a thing ever.
Guys do that with beer all the time. If they're going to a good friend's house, they'll bring the good stuff. If they're going to somebody's house that they don't really want to go to, that's when you pull out like the fucking carb-free shit and stuff like that.
You're like, I have a Heineken Zero around here somewhere, or whatever it's called. You bring that stuff. Ugh. You never get it. You don't get invited back.
No,
That's
you
the
don't.
problem.
That's why I think why we do it. A, it's to clear out our own fridge,
I
and B,
don't-
to
I
make sure
don't-
you don't get invited back.
I don't want to come back here, so I'm gonna bring you the worst.
Don't
of the
bring
worst.
that friend over. They brought the shitty beer last time.
Is the no-name beer still a thing?
I don't think so. What
I've never
happened to
seen
that? The closest we ever came to Buck of beer, and it was popular. PC brand beer. It wasn't great, but it was good enough, and it was cheap. What happened to it? The one thing that Loblaw did right, where people actually celebrated Galen Weston, and they pull it off the shelves.
I don't even think I ever saw it in the wild.
Really?
I don't know
don't think
either.
so.
I don't buy beer, so I don't even know. I just know old names like Kokanee and Wildcat and Molson.
O'Keefe.
What was the other one? My favorite from back in the day. You were in on this for a while. We had a supply. What was that?
You used to drink Laker.
No, I didn't drink Laker.
Yes, he's embarrassed.
You could fuck right. Play that back.
Okay.
Right off.
Okay. All right.
What was it?
Wasn't
Old
Laker.
Milwaukee?
It was Old Milwaukee.
Oh,
was.
Milwaukee.
We
Yeah.
had a mutual friend who, for whatever reason, ended up with hundreds of cases of Old Milwaukee, and he was selling it to us for like $20 a case. It was great.
Some truck got knocked off somewhere. I
Oh,
don't know.
definitely.
The closest I've ever come to being a non-law-abiding citizen, but I'll
Yeah.
take cheap beer if they offer it.
Sure. Don't ask questions.
So you bring a dessert, though, if you're going to someone's home, right? A dessert or booze?
Whatever they need. Usually I ask, what do you need first? Do you need an appetizer? Do you need drinks? Do you need dessert? And then whatever they say, I'll just bring.
I try to ask my family if I can bring like side dishes and stuff because
Yeah.
I don't always love theirs.
Yes. Well, that's the thing,
I'm
right?
like-
Bring stuff that you know you're going to eat, but not too. But to Scott's point, maybe not too good, so that if there's leftover, you run the risk of not being able to take it home with you.
I get it.
You know?
I don't think anybody should be leaving anyone else's house with some of what they brought. If they want to send you home with a box of leftovers or something, God bless them. That's great. But if you show up with a pumpkin pie and only half of it gets eaten, I don't think you take the other half of the pumpkin pie
wouldn't
home. I
want
think you
it.
leave it.
I don't think I'd want it.
No, and God only knows what
But if
kind
it's
of...
not touched, but if nobody touched
Nobody
it,
opened it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
If they offer it back to you, you can
No,
take it.
what
but
if they don't offer? Do you just go up and be like, "Well, nobody
Oh.
touched the thing I made, so I'm just going to bring it home"?
No, I would never do that. I would leave it there.
If you did that at my house, I would tell you.
My integrity. You
Let's.
can fuck
Okay.
right off.
Okay. All right.
you know
Put
what?
that pie down and fuck right off.
Challenge. Thanksgiving weekend. At some point, you tell someone, "Why don't you fuck right off?"
No, don't do it.
Yes,
Don't
I
do
want
it.
to. I want you guys to brawl it out on Thanksgiving with your family and or friends.
Probably going to happen anyway.
Is Friendsgiving still a thing?
I
people
just talked
still-
to somebody yesterday who's doing it. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have like a friends that do it every now and again. I
I-
never get invited to it. It's
No.
because I'm coupled up, right?
yeah. Is
Yeah.
it just the single friends? Is
That's
that
what I noticed.
usually
I
what it
noticed
is?
them doing Friendsgiving, and
Well, Friendsgiving's
and I'm
more-
okay with being excluded from stuff when it's like, you've got a family, you've got kids, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I sometimes I'd rather be a Friendsgiving.
I'd be cool with it, but that's the thing. Is
Yeah.
like I wouldn't mind going.
I would do a friend's
I would love
Thanksgiving.
that.
Yeah. The family stuff is the family stuff. It's fine. But when you can get together with your friends, I feel like that's when you can do a true potluck. I've also got a good circle of friends that are pretty good cooks. So if I said, hey, Dave, Friendsgiving, you make a turkey and I'll make potatoes and Kat's going to make the
Wine.
veg and bring the wine.
I'm gonna make the wine. Just kidding. I didn't make it. Kim Crawford did.
And if they don't finish the bottle, you take it home.
I
with
got you the Gretzky one because you like hockey.
I'm gonna be that person that, like, if the wine bottle is still like half full, I'm gonna grab it off the counter at Scott's when he invites me over there. Like, well, I'm taking this with me. Fuck you.
Okay.
right off.
Okay.
It just works all the time.
But how is that? That's such a great response.
Just fuck right
Why don't
off.
you fuck right off?
In a way, fuck right off is better than
I
fuck
love
off.
it.
It's almost like a gentler way to tell someone to fuck off.
I'm into the all the way. You fuck all the way off. All the way off.
You are showing pure disdain if you tell somebody to fuck all the way off.
Or the PG version, if you want to use it, is just get all the way out of here.
yes.
Yeah, just
yes.
get all
Get
the way.
out of
Get
here.
all the way out of here.
That's what you say to kids, right? To keep it
yeah.
clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Get all
First
the
of
way
all,
out of here.
Get all the way out.
Piece of shit.
Too many words.
And then you say piece of shit after that.
Under your breath
I'll
as
be
you walk
PG,
away.
you piece of shit.
Yeah. It's devolving. We don't know how to talk to each other. It's proof of it.
So still with this, it's National Dessert Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Saturday, is National Farmers Day. And if you're going to be out anyway, picking apples and stuff like that, picking up a pie that you want to claim you made, any of those sort of things, wish the farmer a happy National Farmers Day.
Love it.
Sandwiched right in between there, Sunday. I think Sunday's the day a lot of people will get together and do their Thanksgiving dinners and things like that.
Can I just clarify? You said Monday was dessert day. Then a moment ago you said it was Sunday. Is it Monday? or Sunday?
Monday is National Dessert Day.
Okay. Just
Monday
I
is
don't want to
dessert
screw
day.
this up because if
No.
I have dessert on Sunday, I don't want diarrhea or anything terrible to happen because I wasn't supposed to have it then.
Okay. All right. Okay.
right off.
Okay.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
Sunday is National No Bra Day. That'll be very popular at Thanksgiving dinner.
I was saying on the show what women should do is just not wear a bra on Sunday and just see if anyone notices and see if they notice how many people women aren't wearing a bra. Like, you know,
Would anyone say anything? Do you have family members who would say something?
no.
I don't think I do either.
I don't. They wouldn't.
Somebody would say something. Even your
My husband.
Your husband. Yeah.
boing boing.
Oh, something to play with at dinner.
Like, it's cold in here.
But no, I think the majority of people aren't going to say anything because also it's a
Okay,
choice some women
sorry.
do make.
Put your tits away.
Let me
That is a choice some women do make.
Let me
though.
back this up a second because you described earlier my physical movements. While you did the boing boing, you did open palms facing up with the fingers flipping up.
Yeah.
Boing boing. If
I want
somebody
to go honk honk. I didn't know. It depends on who you are.
who does
No,
that?
I like the.
I don't
Who
know.
does that? Kat, do
I
you
just
think that's
did
what guys
it.
are doing?
I was trying to fit in with the guys. Is that not what you guys do?
It's our
No,
locker room
there's no
talk.
under titty
No,
tap.
it's our locker room talk. I'm like, Scott, I'm going to go to boing boing in a little while. As soon as I get home, honk, honk. Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Like, what do you
like
think?
you're juggling.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see if you were a plastic surgeon, maybe you got to tap the bottom to see what kind of buoyancy you've got there. But the regular people shouldn't be doing it. You sure shit shouldn't do it to your wife.
Yes, and
I thought that honk honk would be a little too much.
what about like a tweak?
Okay.
It's not a bop it though. Like you're not supposed to be twist it, bop it, smack it, flip it.
Did you smack her titty at the table?
Yeah, and just make a little celebratory.
Right off.
Okay. All right. Okay.
right off.
Okay.
God. Oh, I love Thanksgiving.
You really got to edit that clip down so it's ready for you at every turn.
I know. I'm really looking forward to the possibilities of using that clip. It's really good. That's right up there with Doug telling people, folks, don't be pooping on the beaches.
It's up there.
Who do we owe an apology to, Dave?
Oh, let's go right to the very top and say sorry to all the ants who believe in mediums and psychic abilities.
All the ants.
Yeah.
You should.
There's
I'm
a lot
gonna,
of
I'm gonna
ants. A lot
FaceTime
of
you
ants.
with my aunt and be like, he talked shit about you. Go.
No, I'm not talking shit about her. I'm just saying, hey, I'm sorry if you believe in it. Also, we should probably say deep regards to mediums and psychics, but you probably knew that apology was coming. Need to apologize to turkeys and fire departments. So sorry to dogs with Crocs and Crocs with dogs. You do definitely deserve an apology. Pumpkin pie lovers, you also get an apology. Sorry to people without their own crane. Losers.
Can I borrow your crane this weekend, Kat?
Yeah, right.
I want to get rid of my hot
Yeah.
tub.
And boy, do we feel bad for those who are forced to go to a family dinner when we wanted to go to Friendsgiving instead. And the person that we should all be inviting to Thanksgiving, no matter where you are in the world, no matter when you celebrate Thanksgiving, is Mike Tyson. And
I
we
would
have
love that.
I think we should apologize to him because I don't think any of us invited him to dinner.
I think that all of us, everybody listening, regular listeners of After 9 should set a place at the table for Mike Tyson just in case he wants to show up.
That's a really good idea.
Make a name card, set it at the table, and I don't know if he's going to come, but I think you should do that.
Pass the
That's
stuffing.
the what?
The stuffing.
Is that stove?
Some of the Thanksgiving stuff is real cheap. I heard a commercial yesterday. Hey,
Stovetop.
all your Thanksgiving essentials, stoves. Oh fuck! No, I can't.
Stovetop?
Scarfox over here.
And canned cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I'm going to eat
really
your turkey.
Really stuffed.
I'll pray for me to Allah. I'm going to eat your turkey.
Okay.
Right off.
Okay.
Everyone have an amazing Thanksgiving. We hope that you get to enjoy it with your friends and family. We are out until Tuesday, and that is when we will return to After 9.
Have a great weekend, friends.
Ahead of Halloween, Mountain Dew released a new mystery flavor called Voodoo. Yeah. It's described as a mystery flavor as opposed to Mountain Dew's normal mystery flavor, Mountain Dew. New York sports are on fire right now. The Mets are doing great. The Yankees are doing great. And the Jets, well, the Mets and the Yankees are doing great. That's right. Mets fans are fired up. They're like, what is this feeling? It's like opposite sad.